Alright, I'm gonna make sure that my whole thing's not messed up, so I'm gonna take my microphone out and put it back in. Alright. Crystal of Atlan. Mostly your devs. If you ever watch this, which chances are you're never going to watch this, but I'm still gonna do this anyway because I want to rant. And I know other people want to rant too. I don't want to talk with you. What the hell? I don't care. Alright. I'm gonna go over to a good spot. Alright. Crystal of Atlan Devs. I have tried to be cordial. I've been as cordial as I can be with still being able to be angry and voice how I feel about this game. But I have always more been on the defensive side for you guys. I have been critical, yes. I have been very critical, but I've always given you the benefit of the doubt for certain things. I have praised this game. I have played this game. I have spent money on this game. Yes, I know it's shocking. Who the fuck would spend money on Crystal of Atlan? Right? But we need to talk. We need to talk. We need to talk. If me saying things has not gotten your attention, devs, if you're watching, this will. You're going to lose money. Your profit, your revenue is going to go down. Your player base is going to go down. You are going to be 50 shades of fucked if you keep doing certain things that you do, certain moves that you do. Now, I get player base is going to jump up probably because Assassin's coming out and people want to go, oh, what's Assassin? Oh, I'm going to spend money to make the most OP Assassin. Yeah. But I can tell you, you keep doing things how you do, you're fucking over more people than you already have. You're going to lose more people than you already have. And here's the big caveat. It's your own fucking doing. Because you refuse to do what is needed, what we want. And I get, it was like, you don't have to do every fucking thing that we say. You don't have to be like, oh, this guy wants it, I must do it. No, that's stupid. If one person wants something and another person wants the other thing, you can't give them both. However, the player base has been very vocal, especially in World Chat. And I know you guys are watching World Chat and your social medias, because when the whole Digimon thing blew up, even though I defended you because you guys did try, or I heard that you guys tried to get the licensing for PlayStation, but it went under. You did a good thing by giving us 50 free pulls. That's commendable. You see, that's getting somewhere. But, and this is a big but, we got problems. We still got problems. This game has a whole lot of problems. Think of it like this. Crystal of Atlan is a boat. And the problems are little tiny holes in that boat. If you keep making holes in that boat, the boat will sink. Alright? Here's the thing. I like this game. I do. I like playing it. Mostly because I like the people that I meet through this game. I've met wonderful friends, close friends that I absolutely love spending all my time with on this game. But we got a problem. And I know, you're probably like, well, what's the problem? Get to it already. The problem is stuff like this. So today, with the updates, we got a plus 14 voucher that has been added into the redeem part of stuff. Now, if you are a sensible, smart person, you'd think, oh, maybe it's in guild treasury and you can only pick up one per account or once a daily. Sorry, weekly. Yeah, weekly. No. You might go to Fleet, and you think it might be in Fleet. No, we get a plus 12. That's not a 14. You get catalysts. Also, side tangent. You don't give us enough of these catalysts. I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna explain that more. We get a plus 12 voucher. Accommodation, plus 12 voucher. Also, you don't give us nearly enough of these summoning things for free. Well, not for free, but not in an adventure team. You'd think it'd be an adventure team, maybe, you know, with like a large amount, like this character card, 20, you know, or 10 of these Essence of Life things. No. For some unknown reason, it's also not in the arena. It's not in the arena, but also side tangent. This has got to be the most stupid thing I've ever seen. It might look cool. I don't know, because I can't see. Oh, that's what it looks like. That's terrible. Ugh. Ew. Actually, this isn't bad. This is actually kind of hot. I don't mind that. I don't like this hair. This hair can stay gone. For some reason, some geniuses, and I'm being sarcastic, because it has to have been more than one person to give the okay for this. Some genius decided that the plus 14 voucher, instead of being in the smart places, the reasonable and sensible places like Guild Treasury, Fleet, Accommodation, they put it in the fucking mount section. And you need two of them. You need two of these things. And I'm going to tell you why they did this. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand why they did this. It's for money. It's for greed. It's for money. There is no other reason it should be in the mount shop. Because they want us to spend money on the mount summons. Now, as I've kind of alluded to before, they have the whole thing where it's like these cards. Alright. I should actually switch that because I don't need a new mount. I got the surfboard. Excuse me. They want your money. They want your money. They want it now. There is only one reason that they did this, for mounts. If it was in any other place other than Arena, probably, because Arena is dookie, but I could understand Arena more because they're trying to revive that. Well, they're trying to revive threes. There's going to be an update coming the 17th. Right? The only reason is they want your money and they're greedy. They want you to spend money to buy opals to then use, I believe it's 100 per Aconite of Andor, Aconite of Andor, whatever you fucking call it. I know I'm cursing a lot. I'm angry because all this stuff is affecting. Alright? 100 for 1, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 8, 9. 1,000 for 10. If you want, let me see, what's the guaranteed? 150. Alright, so 150. If you want 50 pulls, that's 5,000. Alright. If you want 150, well, we can't even see that. Alright, so 99. Let's do 99. At 9,900. So say you wanted to have enough to guarantee that you get it. Honestly, 50 isn't bad. Alright, 50 isn't bad. But for purposes, let's do 60. Let's do 60. That's 6K. 6K, right? If we go to top up, if you want 6K, you need to spend either, if you got the gift, that is, if you got the gift, you can spend, for me it's $51 because there's an extra tax. So these are all like, you up it by $1, that's how much I'm going to be having to spend. So 99 cents USD is like $1 something. The $4.99, that's like 5 something, and so on, so on, so on. The cheapest one, if you still have the gift, which I do, if you want that many opals, you have to fork over essentially, you know, like 50 something dollars. That gives you a good amount for that. Or if you want, and if you're a whale, you go for the highest pack that they offer, which is like 100 and something dollars plus tax. You know, you got your tax. And that gives you enough for your little guaranteed, or more so, like, is the best chances, alright? It's not a full guarantee, but best chances for these little things. Again, the only reason why they do this is for greed. They want your money. They don't do this because it's like, oh, let's help them with their enhancements. By the way, the enhancement system is absolutely terrible getting to 15. Everybody knows it. Everybody hates it. The devs don't care. The devs don't give a shit. And it's kind of obvious that they don't. Because if they did, it would be their top priority instead of giving us a whole bunch of other stuff. Groovin' Party, now I understand that part because the whole Digimon thing was an excited collab and there was so much backlash. Honestly, if we want to fix this enhancement system, I think we need to give them more backlash. Player numbers are going to drop. Again, I said it before. They're not going to drop really soon because Assassin's going to bring people and then they're going to spend money to make their Assassin OP. It's just how things are going to do. Eventually, though, you might see a decline in player base numbers. Possibly. But everybody knows this system's shit. Because everybody knows the feeling of trying to go from 14 to 15 or even 13 to 14 and failing. Even when you put in a potent catalyst, which I don't recommend, but if you want to do that, you go, actually for 14, if you want best chances, that's good. But for like 13 to 14, don't do that unless you really got enough. Everybody knows the feeling of praying to whatever RNG god lives up in the sky that watches you play this game and wonders why you play this game. And you just fail. You fail. I don't care if people come in or not. I don't do this for a living anymore. Well, I never did it for a living. Hang on, let me just make sure my stream's got sound. I need to, hang on. Testing. All right, we're good. I get you guys can hear my breath, and you don't want to hear that. It's all icky and poo. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm just angry. The only reason why you did this is because you want money. And I'm not, I have no other way. I cannot defend you. I will not defend you. Other people will not defend you. And if they did, I will tell them to shut up. I will literally tell them to shut up and sit down. Because they're coping. They're coping because they know, deep down, they know that the game developers don't care. They don't care. If you're watching this, you don't care. Because if you did care, you wouldn't have put a voucher that many people would be excited for, which would help a lot of people with this bullshit system get somewhere in this game. Because like I said, the worst part of this game is not the whales. It's a little bit of the matching systems, the balancing systems. If you go into Ancient Battlefield, you're either on the losing team or winning team. There's no middle ground, really. There's no middle ground. It's just win, lose, etc. Same for Mine Wars. You're either flattening or getting flattened. Which, by the way, as you can see, we're getting flattened. We have not won once this week. Skill issue, I guess. But let me talk about this system more. So if you're watching, you probably know, but in case you don't know and you're just watching this, the VOD or whatever afterwards, this is Glenn. He is the weapon master, aka the blacksmith, a core part in this game. He will be your friend-ish from nothing to level 10 armor pieces. Actually, I should say level 11. Once you go to level 11-ish, the game throws a big wrench in your upgrading progress. Because it gives you this new system, which is never implemented anywhere else that I know of, because I only have a plus 18. I don't know how the 20s do it. I don't assume that the 20s do it because that would be stupid. They implement this system, which is only from like 12 to 15. Got no clue why. Where If you fail an upgrade that you have a 20% success rate, you can get it to 27 if you put in a potent, and a little bit higher if you get regular catalysts in there. If you fail, you lose a level. And you will keep losing a level if you keep failing unless you have a stable catalyst which only gets you to 13. When you're at 13, you basically have to hold your knees and pray. You have to pray that this man doesn't decide to make your day even worse. Because believe me, he will make your day worse. I got lucky late last night, early morning, and he showed me mercy after screwing me for so long. And he gave me a plus 15 helmet. Now, once you hit plus 15, magically, this whole system where it goes down by a level disappears. You will never see it again. You'll never see it again, only when you're going from like 11 to 15 will you see it. 11 to 15, 12 to 15, whatever, you know. I think it's 11 where it starts. It is the most stupid, asinine system that is in this game. It's only for like that little thing. It gatekeeps you from good stats. And of course, you go, well, whales don't have this problem. Let me tell you something. I know whales. I am friends. You saw that thing, right? You see this Sanguine 1. Now, if you're in Sanguine 1, I don't mean any disrespect. I like you guys. I am friends with some of the whales on Sanguine 1. I have had good interactions with them. I'm pretty friendly with them too. I'm friends with whales. Whales, while they can spend money, just because you spend money does not guarantee that you get it up. It means you got a sorry. It means you got a better chance because of course if you spend money, you know, you can buy more things, you can buy more stable catalysts, and then you could get that chance more. You know, so even if you get like fucked 5 times, eventually he's going to, you know, he's eventually going to give in and be like, oh, okay, I'll give you the thing, you know. Oh, okay, you know. Eventually, he'll stop gatekeeping you. But even if you spend, you could still fail and go back down and have to do this whole thing that everybody else goes through too. So the whole whale argument doesn't hold super big ground. It just gives you more of a chance to succeed. Let me rephrase that. More attempts to have it succeed. Right? Now, of course, once you get it to 15, it's basically just how many parts you got and how much gold you got. Because eventually, if you keep going through it, no matter how bad your luck is, if you got enough gold, this will go up. This will go up levels. Alright? The only thing that is similar to this failure upon level reset is the new system that comes once you actually hit 15. When you hit 15, you have the star system. Now, the early star system isn't bad. Now, let me explain the star system in case you don't know, because there's probably people who don't have a level 15 thing. I'm going to explain an advanced star system too. So the star system, you have to get 3 of those stars. As you can see, under 15 there are 3 stars, and there's a number out of 6, right? You need to get all 3 of those lit up, and then you have a chance to get that level from 15 to 16. Or you'll get a failsafe 1, failsafe 2, failsafe all the way to 6. 6 is the max, where if you hit failsafe 6, it's going to be a guaranteed. Even if you hit failsafe, your weapon or armor is getting stronger. Right? Okay. Here's the problem with it that mimics the whole thing from 11 to 15. If at any time during the SAR system you fail, you go back down to 0 stars. So say you get the first star, all right? That's cool. You get the second star. That's great. You fail on the 3rd star. You're back to 0 stars, and you have to go through that RNG praying all again. Now, it sucks, but 3-star system isn't bad. I'm going to explain it more. This top layer, this is that number out of 6. So if you fail and fail and fail, eventually you're going to have a 6 out of 6, and then you can guaranteed get a star. If you get this star, but fail to get the 3rd star, you'll have a 1 out of 6. And then you have to go through all this again. And then if you get back here, you get a 2 out of 6 if you fail to get the 3rd again. And so on until you get that 6 out of 6. If you get the 6 out of 6, it guarantees to go up. But then once you do go up, if at any time before that 6 out of 6 or after that 6 out of 6, you go up, that resets back to 0. Which means, say you got 6 out of 6 and then you went up to 3 stars, right? I know it says 2, but this is how it goes, right? If you go up to 3 stars and fail, no, sorry, if you fail to get that 3rd star, my bad, I'm just angry. If you fail, you'll get a 1 out of 6, and it does the same thing where if you get 6 out of 6, it guarantees to go up. This will reset if you get a failsafe. Sounds pretty tough, and believe me, it can be very tough. Now let's talk about the advanced version. Once you hit 18, you get introduced to the 4-star system. If you thought 3 stars was bad, 4 stars is just worse. Because it's the same thing, except you need 4 stars. And this is my progress so far, which isn't too bad. I've gotten 1 out of the max stars. The 3 stars. And I've gotten 3 out of these 6 stars. Again, it's not too bad. It's not great. This sucks. This absolutely sucks. I'm starting to get that whole fucking migraine behind my eye because I'm so angry. Again, what we're talking about is these mounts, the mount tickets. The only reason to put that plus 14 voucher mount is for money. You want people to spend, so they use this on this summon because nobody is summoning on this. Because why would they if they got the surfboard already? If they got the surfboard already, you're not touching this unless you want all the mounts, which fast as lightning, while it's good, I don't think it's that great. And all the other perks aren't super like game changing. You're not touching this mount if you got the surfboard. You're probably either here or here like me. Mostly here and here. because you want the golden insignia title. Sorry, the golden aura insignia, not golden insignia title. Golden aura insignia. So you can upgrade your golden aura, which is game changing. Or you're trying to get Thunder Thighs because it's a pretty good pet. It's a gold pet. It'll give you a lot of power, and it's a pretty good pet to have too. The only reason that they put it here is for your money. Plain and simple, they want your money. And like I said, I'm not going to defend it. I can't defend it. And I will not tolerate anybody who does defend it. I'm going to call them stupid. I will say you're coping. I'll say it all. You have a lot of good players. People who also spend money. Money. Yeah. I know. Jingle the keys. Money. Jingle keys. Money. Hey. Money. Yeah. I got your attention, right? This system that you have for this is stupid. Instead, there are a lot of better solutions that you could do. So, Crystal of Atlan Devs, if you're watching, let me tell you something. Come here. I'm gonna throw you a bone, right? I am going to help you, and I implore that you take the help seriously. I implore that you actually use this help, right? The whole bouncing thing, that's bad. I'm gonna let that slide for right now. All right? That's not what I'm mad about right now. Okay? So let me help you. If you want more players to stay and more revenue to keep coming in. All right? First things first. All right? Take this out of the mount shop and put it somewhere else. Literally anywhere else would be better. All right? The second worst place you could put this thing is in battle points. All right, so don't put it in mount, don't put it in battle points. Instead, put it in fleet, commendation, or guild treasury. And I would put it as like a once a week type thing. I think it would be really scummy to make it a once of an account thing. Once an account is would just be too scummy in my opinion, because if your real goal, which we both know it's not, if your real goal is to sympathize with players and make the experience better, you would make it more than once a thing. And what I mean is you have these jet black sculptures and you got the Swift Shade race track thing, and the hunting permit. Sorry, not the hunting permit. You understand what I mean, though. Okay, good. We're on the same page. These things are tied to only your character. Which means if you want these rewards, you'd have to get them on a different character. And I don't think, no, it's untradeable and shareable. So you can't trade it with your other characters. Make it weekly. Right? One a week. That would be game changing. That would make a lot of people happy. It would make me happy, make other people happy. It would make the whole world happy. right? Or, like I said, put in fleet, do the same thing. Do the same thing. I wouldn't put it at monthly, but if you did put it at monthly, hey, that's something, right? It's a lot better than putting it in mount and having two tickets, two, two for mount. Same with accommodation, same thing, same thing, same thing, different story. All right, boom. I just helped you with one of your problems, one of the big problems. I'm going to help you, and it ties into that. Glenn, get rid of this. Get rid of this right now. All right? There should not be a -1 level upon failure. Instead of that, I would propose that from From 13 to 15, we implement a 2-star system. Implement a 2-star system. The whole thing from getting to 11 to 13 is not bad. 11 to 13, that's not bad because you got stables. Once you get to 13, however, those stables don't work because they're for 12. And once you hit 13, they don't do what they do. They're just as useful as a regular catalyst at that point. So what I propose is you could keep the -1 level upon failure for 11 to 13. Once you hit 13 though, implement a 2-star system all the way to 15. Now, what do I mean by a 2-star system? 2-star system, basically, take the 3-star system, just -1. Keep it the exact same, where if you fail one of the stars, you get put at 0, right? You put it at 0 stars. That would be so much better and so much more liked than minusing a level. Because let me tell you something. The people who I talk with, the big thing is the whole imbalance with strong players going up against people who are not as strong as them. The way to start fixing that quickly is to fix this enhancement system. You fix this enhancement system, you're going to have a lot more strong people. And you won't lose that much revenue if you did it. You know why? Because people are going to buy gold regardless. People are going to buy gold regardless. These systems, they eat up a whole lot of gold. If I want my weapon to go up guaranteed, say I had 0, say I had just hit 18, all this is 0, right? Pretend. If I wanted to, with the worst luck in the game, that's millions of gold. That's like maybe close. You could get closer to 1 billion or whatnot if you had the worst luck possible. 1 billion. Close to 1 billion. I'm throwing out that number. Yes. All right. People will buy the gold. People will buy. And of course, if the person says that to be guaranteed, you need X amount of gold. Well, how do you get gold? You could grind it, or, as you know, consignment, where you can sell it, but you can also buy it. And you can buy 50K, 100K, 500K, 1 million, 5 million, 10 million. 10 million, that's ranges from 1,500 to 2,000 right now. 2,000. Okay, we got 3,104 being the highest because the gold market has been crashing and people are selling it for dirt cheap. These are like good high prices. They should be high for 10 million because 10 million ridiculous. Yeah. People will buy the gold. There's always someone who's willing to buy the gold. Just like I know that even though what you did is scummy, putting the 14 voucher in mounts, there's always going to be someone who's willing to pay. There's always going to be someone who's willing to pay for that. It's just a fact that people will pay for it. Crystal of Atlan Devs. I implore you, before you do anything, really, before you do anything, fix the things that a lot of people can agree on. Everyone agrees that this enhancement system is just terrible. Getting to 15 is a nightmare. People say all day, that the star system is also a pain. I love the SAR system compared to getting to 15. Because even if I fail the SAR system, I don't go down a level. I just go down in stars. And I get the pity system too. Because we got a pity system. 15 doesn't have that. The road to 15 doesn't have that. And what better way to prepare players for the new system than to give them an insight into it by going from 13 to 15 2-star system. 2-star system would be very good. What are you talking about? They're talking about the energy system. It's not bad once you get... Energy system isn't bad once you get to a high level, except if you have a whole lot of alts that you're trying to level up. But yeah, sidetrack. Chris of Atlan Devs. Before you do anything, any events, anything else, I know you're already on a schedule and track to getting certain things out. I implore you, you can release characters the same, right? Release characters the same. You can even release raids, future raids, right? But before you do anything else, like the Groove and Party, Digimon, all these like other freaking events, the ones where you're doing the whole like 3v3 revive attempt event. I implore you. I implore you to do this. Fix the upgrading system. The way that I have given you is a great idea and a great change to it. That should be a priority as of right now. If you want to save player bases from quitting, will it save from every player quitting? No. No, it will not. You cannot save every player base from quitting. There's always going to be people who quit and move on to something different, even if you gave them everything that they want. Right? Let me see this. I just want to see. Okay. Give me a second. It will save people from being disheartened and being absolutely crapped on by higher geared players. Because really, the biggest problem is the whole gear gatekeeping that Glenn does. The system is terrible. Whales will always be stronger because they can fork over the money. However, you don't need to gatekeep people getting to 15. The whole -1 level system is the biggest gatekeep that makes no sense at all in this entire game. It makes absolutely no sense. It makes me angry because I'm not angry because I got bad luck. This isn't I got shafted by Glenn. No. In fact, I got the opposite. I'm mad because people who I care about, I have to always, I check in on them, and they say how bad things are because I got crapped on by an OP player with like a plus 16, 17 gear on the one thing, plus 20 weapon, and I can't get my thing to even 15 because every time I go for a 15 or a 14, Glenn goes, nope, and he subtracts 1 level, and then you're even weaker when you fight those OP players. Honestly, there's a lot of things that you could fix in this game, but instead of being the person who is just nitpicking, and instead of being a person that tells you everything you're doing is terrible, I want to help you. Listen again. I want to help you. I want to help you. I want to help you keep your player base. Because if you keep more players, that means my friends stay. You help me, I help you. We help each other. Right? We help one another. And the reason I'm giving you this advice is because it's the best advice that I have right now that I can offer to you. It is a better plan than what we currently have. And again, I'm only focusing on that plus 14 voucher and the enhancement system. I'm not talking about the matchmakings. I'm not talking about the balancing issues. I'm not talking about any of that. Right? Because that could be a whole different rant, whole different stream. Right? It could be a whole different thing. Focusing on enhancement only should be your top priority to fix that as soon as possible. I get you're on a schedule, and I get there's certain things that have to be released soon on time because people are breathing down on your necks and you're expected to. I get that. I understand. I'm not one of these fans who is like, we'll release it. It comes out now. No. Believe it or not, I understand how the process works. I know how much time all this puts into it. I can understand. I'm not fluent with it, nor do I understand as much as you guys do, but I got an idea better than most people how difficult it is to code, program, etc., get things to work in a smooth or somewhat stable manner. However, this system is absolutely awful. The upgrading, the -1 level is so stupid. It's so It's just, it's asinine, asinine, ludicrous, whatever negative connotation that you want to put on it. It's it's trash. It's trash. It's awful. Because there's no reason that you need to kick the players more when they've already probably gotten their ass kicked by an OP whale. Right? Instead of gatekeeping, implement what I've given you or something similar, right? You could put in a 2-star system from 13 to 15. It'll get people used to this whole new star system so that they understand it more. Or you could just not do anything and just keep the low percentage chance. Just get rid of the minus a level. Because the minus level thing is really the biggest problem for enhancement. The star system, yeah, it's kind of because sometimes you're really lucky, sometimes you're not, and then sometimes you just get a failsafe. The biggest issue that people have really is that whole minus a level thing. Getting to 15 is the biggest issue that people have. So I implore you, if you ever see this, if you ever watch it, if you ever care enough, if you do care, if you really do care about player base, how players feel, etc., making profit and doing good, your priority should be fixing that. Not giving us events, even story can take a backseat, right? People always are like, oh, I want more story, I'd like more story too, but what's the point if you're still in this enhancement hell, purgatory, whatever you want to call it? So please, as a devout player, with probably 1,000 hours into this game, or if not close to 1,000 hours into this game, please, I beg you, I implore you, make this your priority as soon as possible. I'm not talking about like a few months from now. It's like, oh, we're going to fix it. No, it should have been fixed yesterday. If you want me to be as brutally honest as possible, and I want to be honest with you, it should have never been implemented into this game in the first place. It should have never been a feature in this game. Whoever signed off on that, whoever looked at that and was like, yes, this is a great idea, let's do it, you need to be fired. Or removed from your position. I don't want you to be fired because that's your livelihood and you need... I don't want to take your livelihood away. Right? But the system and whoever agreed to implement it into the game, whoever gave the green light for it, you need to be evaluated. Because this is one of the biggest problems of why people aren't enjoying the game and why people are quitting and going somewhere else. Call of Duty, imagine Call of Duty, you get XP for using weapons, right? And that XP bar goes up, even if you do bad. Imagine in Call of Duty, you're having the best game of your life, and you're close to leveling up your weapon, and then you die at the very end, and then you go down a level. Imagine that. Imagine that. You know how angry the COD player base would be? They tear your throat out. They would go, they would go bananas, man. They would go absolute, they would go absolute ape shit. Oh man, it's it's just legs. Yeah. Right now, that's all I got for you. That's all I got for you. To the people who did come in, because I did see, I saw 3 people at one time. Thank you for dropping by, even if you did leave and didn't say anything. I appreciate it because it's better than nobody showing up at all. To anybody who watches the VOD, I appreciate you too. If you want to catch my streams, subscribe. I don't really post videos anymore because doing the whole video thing was. I felt really depressed doing the videos and doing the videos part. That's why I'm not doing videos anymore. That's why I'm trying to do streams and this rant stream about how the whole plus 14 voucher being in the mount shop is nothing more than a cash grab. Because it is. I'm not gonna defend it, and I'm not gonna stand anybody else defending it. It's a cash grab. The plus 14 voucher should not be in the mountains. It should be in Thunderbird insignia, it should be in fleet or accommodation. Because that would make sense. But no, you want to be greedy. And then with the enhancement system, honestly get rid of the minus a level. Get rid of that level going down if you fail, because that's one of the biggest things that people complain about in this game. And it's something that we can all agree on that it sucks. Instead, again, you could implement a 2-star system because you got the 3-star system once you hit level 15, and you got the 4-star system when you hit like 18. You could put in a 2-star system once you get to 13. So if you really are hell-bent on keeping this -1 level upon failure, from 11 to 13, keep it because we have stable catalysts. Stable catalysts work all the way and can get you to there. And then from 13 up to 15, do the 2-star system. And then from 15, you can keep the 3-star, and then 18, 4-star. That would make sense. That would be a lot better of a change. Again, you don't have to do this really quickly, but it should be a top priority. It really should be one of your priorities to fix it, and it should be a fix that comes really quickly. Again, if you're watching the VOD or if you came in, I appreciate you. If you want me to stream more, leave a like. If you got something you want to say, I think the best way might be like to leave a message on an old Crystal of Atlan video, because I don't know if I get notifications of like comments left on VODs or something like that. So please, Crystal of Atlan Devs, the 2 things that I told you are probably the best pieces of actual advice from a person who wants to see you succeed. I'm not an angry fan that wants to curse your whole bloodline. I'm not an angry person that just is like unhappy with everything you do. There are certain things that, yes, I will call it out, and yes, I'm unhappy with, and I will voice that unhappy opinion very much so. But there are things that you have done which I agree with and I stand by, like making up for the Digimon event. But please, top priority, fix that system. Fix that system. Fix that enhancement system, because we've been wanting to get that fixed for a long time, and you guys have constantly not addressed it. Or if you have, you've told us that it's going to be a long time from now before it's fixed. Don't make it a long time. Don't make us wait until like next year. Because by the time next year comes, I don't know how many of us are going to be here. So please, as a fan who loves this game, it's one of the systems that you should fix as soon as possible. I understand it'll take time. I understand. But don't procrastinate on it. Don't push it off. Please. If you want people to stay, if you care, if you like the revenue from this too, you'd fix that system. You'd fix that system like it was yesterday. It should not take multiple people giving you backlash to understand that it's a problem. But if I gotta be that person, one of many, if we gotta be that people, that group of people, we will be. This is Sin, signing off. Hope you guys are having a good day, and I wish you all the best. Good luck if you're going up against Glenn, and good luck with your future adventures in Crystal of Atlan. I'll see you in the next one.